The truck you see behind me right here is quite a special truck. Although this is not my truck, the owner of this truck entrusted me with a lot in not just giving him something that was unique, looked good, but was also very practical. You see, he has some special needs for this truck, and we put together a package of how to make this truck as useful for him as possible. And today is that story, and I cannot wait to share all of it with you because this was quite an epic build. It was a lot of fun, and there's a lot of cool stuff here to share with you. So I hope you'll stick around to the end because I'm so thrilled to bring this story to you about this truck and how it got to where it is today. So about 4 months ago, a really good friend of mine said, now is the time. I want to pull the trigger on the Cybertruck, and timing was perfect. He was able to get in right at the end of the tax credit, so he got quite a good deal on this. One of the biggest things that was important to him was he can't really travel much because of some health conditions. And this truck, in order for him to be able to do a lot of the things he wants to do that he has not been able to do for years, that included a lot of special consideration on how to purpose this truck to meet his specific needs. First and foremost was, we want this truck to look cool, and he had an idea of what design he wanted. In fact, he really wanted a cybercab look. He wanted that color, and unfortunately that color does not exist. And on top of that, to get really close to it would require vinyl. That's not going to last. So we wanted something PPF, and we wanted something that was close to that color. So the next alternative was, what if we went with a gold? And basically we ordered a whole roll of gold and we laminated that with stealth PPF. And this is all thanks to G at DIY Wrap Club, formerly known as Test Bros. They have some special equipment, and one of the few people in the entire country that knows how to laminate this product in the way that we did it. So what you're looking at behind me is actually a two-step process in order to get this wrap done. It is a vinyl underneath with PPF laminated on top of it. What that allowed us to do was to get the color that we wanted, and we were able to put PPF on top of it and mold them together so that we get the durability of PPF, but we get the color options of vinyl. Going with stealth gave us a unique color. This color does not exist anywhere else. Nobody else has this color, nobody else has this design, and he's probably never going to offer this as an option. However, DIY Wrap Club does have all the DIY kits that you need to wrap your Cybertruck or your Tesla, or really any car. You can completely wrap it yourself with PPF, which is a no-brainer. There's a video right here on how to do that, but this was something very special. So I worked with G for quite a while on getting the right colors. And when we arrived at G's shop, we wanted to wrap the front of the car, get it out in the sunlight, and have the client take a look at the truck. And after looking at it in person, it was a different color than even I expected, but it really set off some light bulbs in my head on what we could make this look like. And that is basically what you're looking at here. So this is a one-of-one wrap. It is a gloss gold vinyl laminated underneath a stealth PPF, and that gives us that satin look that you're seeing here. It also changes the color a bit. What we went with is not an actual color available, so we have coined this burnt titanium gold is what this color is called. So BTG, this color right here, is pretty special. What it basically gives us is Smokey and the Bandit meet Cybertruck meet a cyberpunk future meet cybercab of the future, all morphed into one. We did a few other things to this truck too. We added this black accent to the bottom, which really sets off the look of this, and then went with an actual gloss gold cybercab on the sides, and then it's complemented with black cybercab logos on the front and back, which is very personal to the client of this truck. In addition, one other little feature that just really sets it apart is the tint on the light bar. This is not crazy tint, this is only 45% tint, but it looks so cool. By the way, DIY Wrap Club also offers this tint. It is a DIY friendly application, and this took all of 5 minutes to set up and get on there right, but it looks so cool. It's so different, just subtly. It still retains that bright white look when you want it to, but when that light bar is not lit, it is just so much darker and it just looks so much meaner, more aggressive. What's also cool is with the Cybertruck, because of all of the angles, depending on the sunlight, depending on the angle you're looking at it, there are so many different tones of gold on this truck, and it's really quite a special look. Of course, this is the first Cybertruck to feature DIY Wrap Club's DIY window tint. We did window tint the front windows on this, and that is directly from a kit you can buy from them. Links to all of this in the description, by the way. I can't thank you enough at DIY Wrap Club, formerly known as Test Bros, for all of the assist on getting this truck done. Now, that was the base truck. That was just the visual stuff. Things to make it look different, make it look cool. It was actually on its way to Cyberfest here in Florida and actually won the Cybernuts Award. So this thing has already won an award for a car show for Cybertrucks, which is pretty awesome, to be honest with you. And that all was good and dandy, but now it's on to the practicality side. So the owner of this truck, like I mentioned, there are some health considerations here. And the build on this truck, the rest of it is all centered around that. He basically needs to be able to pull over at a moment's notice. This is why he doesn't travel and hasn't been able to travel for many years. And this year, a couple of people have teamed up with him and they've traveled all over the country, and he really misses all that travel. This is going to give him the independence to be able to do that travel and not worry about anything holding him back. So we went with the Urander bed cap cover. This one is the fully sealed option, meaning everything is enclosed. The reason we went with that is because the back of this truck needs to be able to allow him to climb in, inconspicuously lay down just about anywhere, and nobody will know the wiser. He could pull over at a rest stop, climb in there, get comfortable, back on the road, no problems. Of course, we also have the rooftop tent from Inspired Overland on top, which is fantastic tent for those of you who want to do some car camping on a rooftop tent. In addition, we mounted his Starlink Mini to the roof, giving him unlimited access anywhere he wants to go in his adventures out west. This truck is made to be on the road and to take him anywhere he wants to go comfortably. And this truck is set up to do just that. As the truck sits right now, it is basically done. The only things left are minor onesie-twosie things that are on order. So, example, we've got some fun accents that are coming soon, and those will be featured on social media. Not a full video, but we've also got some other things we're putting in this. Right now, he's just using a temporary air mattress in the bed of the truck, but we're going to make that a more comfortable space for him in the future with a nice mat on the ground and a temporary bed that he can unfold and get more comfortable back there. In addition, we're working on plans for removing that rear window and allowing the HVAC from the cab to find its way to the back. With this completely closed off and sealed, he's going to be able to have the comfort of true HVAC in the back of this truck, thanks to this bed cap from Urander. And then finally, we ordered an EcoFlow Delta 2. This thing is just over 1 kilowatt hour of energy, and that is going to power all of his devices throughout the day. It's also giving us the ability to add solar at a later date, so that battery can stay topped off during the day, and then at night it can use that battery to deplete, run his refrigerator, run his Starlink, all those things, and then of course be able to plug into the truck if necessary. But this eliminates the need for having to use the truck's power to run these devices. So when you're level 2 charging, as an example, all the outlets shut off. You can't use those outlets. When you are fast charging, it resets those every time, so your internet cuts out. It's just a nuance that happens in how you own and use this truck, but having that battery creates that buffer. And the biggest thing, at least in my experience, has been with 200 watts of solar on the roof, I'm able to run a refrigerator, my Starlink Standard, which is more power hungry than this one, and I'm able to get all the energy I need throughout the day to run all night as well. So that is the build on this beautiful truck. Very unique, special, one of one. Nobody else will be able to have a truck that looks like this. And I'm so pleased with how happy the customer is at the end of the day with the outcome of this truck. And if you want to wrap your truck, there are so many options out there. You can do it yourself. And that's DIY Wrap Club. That's where you got to go. They've got everything you need, whether you want vinyl or PPF, colored PPF, clear PPF, stealth PPF. They've got it all, and you can do it all yourself. Again, there's videos that I have linked in this one that you can check out what that install looks like for yourself. And so if you see this truck on the road, make sure to give a shout out, take a picture, post it on social media. This thing is out and about in the wild now. And And I'm so honored to say that we built this together. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I can't wait to catch you on the next one.